David Baye here for MuscularDevelopment.com. We are in Chicago for the 2015 NPC Junior National Championships. Hanging out here with Don Long. Don, as far as junior shows between the Junior USA and Junior Nationals, this being the more storied of the two junior level shows, going all the way back to 1982 when Lee Haney won it. 1991 we had the big Paul DeMail versus Kevin Levrone showdown. And 92 yourself was here. I can't forget MD Zone Bob Ciccarillo winning it in 1987. So, I mean, even for a junior level show, this show has a big history. But previewing a show like this can be difficult because we don't know any of the big names coming in. Anybody on your radar, any of the divisions that you know of coming here to Chicago in 2015?
Granted, I have athletes in here myself, and of course, I'm sure other coaches bring some good, decent, up-and-coming athletes. But like you said, this is the type of show where athletes do get their feet wet and make the name for themselves. Kevin Jordan made his name here by winning the show himself. Kevin Levrone, this was his first time on a national level when he placed second, but of course, and he came back and won the nationals. The very few months later, he won the nationals following that. So, and like you said, almost every great champion has done this show. Sean Ray, Kevin Levrone, Ronnie Coleman, I believe, and it goes on and on. So this is a show where you do get your feet wet, and people do get to see, your face, and you kind of make a name for yourself going into the big leagues after this, then going to the nationals or the USA. So I think it's a good place to make a stop at to once again get your feet wet. So
now, a little bit different from when you were competing here at the Junior Nationals. We do have social media now, so you can get a fair idea of the guys coming here. But some people like to lay low, stay under the radar. We do have a couple names here. Brad Campbell just won the Dennis James 3 weeks ago. Johnny Rozzari, former national champion, or junior collegiate national champion rather, training a young guy, Nick Durick, I believe, and we can't always tell by pictures online. Yeah. Nick is looking absolutely fantastic. So we definitely have some big names coming in. We have one of our women's physique winners from Junior USA's, Brooke Walker, who a lot of people, Brooke looked absolutely fantastic. So she's here. But other than that, it's hard to pick out some of the big names. One thing we do want to talk about, it seems like time has flown by pretty fast. 10 years since Phil Heath came here. I was here in the audience. Phil walked out on stage, absolutely blew the roof off this place. I think he had a contract and got tagged with the nickname The Gift before he even got off stage. Were you here in attendance?
No, I wasn't here. At that time, I wasn't here, but of course I was watching the play-by-plays when he actually came in and then won that show. And of course, right after that, he won the USA's a month or so later. So it just goes to show once again, come into the show, you never know what champion's going to come out of here. A great champion, actually. So
yeah, and not to take anything away from the Junior USA's, we've seen guys by the likes of Cedric McMillan, Victor Martinez, former Wisconsin guy Art Atwood, do very well at Junior USA's. But again, generally speaking, Junior Nationals, the bigger of the two junior level shows. I know we're looking forward to getting everything going this weekend. And as you said before, seeing some big names established here. Now, one of the things that we talked about at Junior USA's is there's an interesting, I guess for lack of a better term, shift in dynamics here at the junior level shows in all the divisions but bodybuilding. Now, formerly, before a few years ago, when they were giving away pro cards, this show and the Junior USA's was a show where people did want to get their feet wet at a national level. But now they're giving away pro cards. So it's an interesting mix in all the women's divisions except for bodybuilding and even men's physique. We have Javon Walker, former NFL and Major League Baseball player, got third at last year's nationals. And normally you wouldn't see somebody getting third place at nationals coming and doing juniors, but they are awarding pro cards. What is your take on that, being that we're seeing people who do want to get their feet wet, but we're also seeing the best of the best in some of the women's and the men's physique division because they are awarding pro cards?
Exactly. I mean, granted, for the other divisions, like you said, you're going to come here, and regardless, yes, it's a junior national show, but at the same time, for those divisions, it's still a major national show because they come, the best of the best of quality, some of the same quality that you'll see at the two bigger national shows will be here too. Then granted, for bodybuilding, you're not going to see that because you're not going to get the pro card here. And I think it's good to keep it that way because you have to have a stepping stone, I think, for bodybuilding. Otherwise, then if every show is a pro qualifier, I think that'll just be too many pro qualifier shows for bodybuilding. And granted, the other divisions are new, so they need that kind of opening to allow people to get more pro cards to get the pro division started. But for bodybuilding, I think it's good to keep it to where this is a good starter show. And to me, it's just tradition. Like I said, going back to naming all the names that we've came here, And then and once again, you can just go on. The list goes on. Like I said, the great legends that's come from this show. So I think for bodybuilding, it should stay this way. But for the other divisions, it makes sense for right now. And I think once those divisions grow, then maybe you need to step back and start giving so many pro guys out there also. So.
Yeah, one of the things that we discussed last year coming into the show with Bob Ciccarillo and Sean Ray is when you added bikini and when you added women's physique and men's physique, there was a need to stock the pond, so to say, and get a base of pros that are out there so we can have professional competitions and have a diverse crowd at those shows. And, obviously the NPC and the IFBB doing a great job with those. Do you think at some point, though, you have to back it off? Is there too many pro cards being handed out?
I don't think it's getting to that point because once again we have a huge number of pros in the men's physique. We have a huge number in bikini, and it's getting to the point to me personally that yes, it could be coming close to the time where you can cut it off and still make this a junior show for everyone. Once again, and just keep the selected shows, the nationals, the USAs, the North Americans, and maybe the Team Universe as pro qualifiers. And these two junior shows, maybe you can put those back on to junior level, for amateurs coming in. So.
Yeah, and I know another option that's been discussed, maybe not by the NPC and the IFBB, but by media personalities and things like that, or maybe even just going with something similar as they do with the Junior USAs, where a top couple in the overall, or even say maybe your men's physique overall champion is the only one earning a pro card.
Maybe kind of how they used to do it at the USAs, one pro card period, the overall champion in any like this show in Junior USAs, make it just simply one person from each division. That would make better sense instead of maybe 6 or 7 people, 6 people coming out of these divisions, and then I think maybe it can slow that down and one person come and win the whole championship. That would make better sense, to me, So.
Yeah, and I mean, again, we like to see people come here and the best of the best, competing for the pro cards. But again, being that these divisions have been established now for we're moving up on 4 or 5 years, I think there is a healthy number of pros that can sustain a good number of competitions throughout the course of the year, where maybe we could scale back a little bit. But that's a little bit that's a little bit over my head. Just
I do think, and if you do keep the one, if you do still give one card here, it still would probably make it a good turnout. It's still exciting because someone everybody's going to think they can come here and get that one pro card. So you just keep waving that bone, wave that bone, and they'll come. I think so. You'll still keep the numbers up. I think just by having one, and it probably may just make it even more prestige that you actually you're the only one that won one,
right?
And just gives it more prestige. We go 5-10 years down the road, it'll be looked at it. I was the junior national champion. Period. Just one person. So that may make sense. And once again, you still have the other divisions because granted, they're still giving 2 pro cards at the nationals now. I believe 2 at the Team Universe. So it's still a lot of cards to be given out throughout the year. So at some point, but it's good. I'm not thinking it from a business point of view. So maybe they are. Right. So we'll see.
Well, just something to kick around. We discussed it a little bit last year. Thought we'd revisit that topic this year, but for right now, we're going to focus on 2015. And as far as pro cards go, there's going to be pro cards awarded for all the height classes in men's physique and all the women's divisions. Not women's bodybuilding or men's bodybuilding, but definitely going to be some good athletes walking away as IFBB pros. Saturday night. For now, we're going to wrap things up, guys. Make sure to check back to musculardevelopment.com. Women's prejudging for the Fabulous Female Friday starts at 2 o'clock. We're going to be doing prejudging for all the women's divisions. Then at, I believe it's 9 a.m. I'll have to double check. Might be 8 a.m. All the men's divisions. We have bodybuilding and men's physique starts Saturday morning, and then finals for all divisions Saturday night. So make sure to check back for all the coverage, our live play-by-play photos, and everything you guys are used to from musculardevelopment.com. But for right now, that's going to do it for us. So for David Baye and Don Long, we are out from the 2015 NPC Junior National Championships from musculardevelopment.com.